My name is Kulula Manona. I am the Chief Director for Foundations for Learning in the Department of Basic Education. The portfolio includes early childhood development as well as early grade reading literacy. So today is very important in the life of the department. It's important for South Africa. It is important for the entire reading ecosystem. We've come together today about a couple of weeks after the release of 3 sets of data, one being the Early Learning National Assessments and the systemic evaluation that the department championed, as well as the international assessment called the PIRLS. And those 3 sets of data have really showed us as a department that we needed to refine our strategic response. And we've begun that process as a department, helped by the reading ecosystem, supported by the National Education Collaboration Trust. And what we wanted to do today was to test with this village that we have here that it will take to shift this needle. We've tested whether we're on the right track with refining our strategy. We come from a point where we, in the past, had a strategic response that was perhaps crafted just before COVID. Its implementation was interrupted by COVID, and when we did an introspection, we realized that there were gaps in relation to that response. And so what we are doing today and going forward is to refine that.
My name is Liget Makalela. I'm a professor at First School of Education. I'm directing a hub for multilingual education and literacies. I'm also the deputy head of School of Education responsible for research. So the holistic approach, there are positives, and the positives in a holistic approach means that we will include the African languages as languages of reading for what they are, and would have English for what it is. But there are things like expository texts. If you take a holistic approach, you are saying we're not only going to focus on the letters and the sounds, the phenomenon we call barking at texts. We are also going to include meaning from the word go, and children can learn with games. There are indigenous games. There are you learn through what is called scaffolding. You learn through without segmenting words. You can focus on what is called look and say, for example, which would help for one word that is long without you having to cut it into smaller pieces. You can just look and say at once.
When it comes to the materials that we are procuring for foundation phase learners, yes, it's good to have the decodable text, but we need to move from decodable text to more informative text so that these students can start the reading with the comprehension.
Looking at differentiations in terms of the kind of learners that we encounter in our classrooms, that also needs to be taken care of, so that the way in which we are teaching our teachers, they should be able to practice and be ready to deal with the diversity of learners in classrooms.
Following access is improving governance and training of reading improvement elements, DBE to issue directives and ensure the provision of minimum resources. Critical change processes that we've proposed, including advocacy and training on the importance of reading materials, deliberate communication strategy, change management processes that include or focus on making reading fun and the attitudes to reading, including gamification, re-engineering of the Read to Lead campaign, community libraries to support not only reading but study.